Hello, bestie. It's Sukoko, your divine oracle. How are you? I hope you're doing so well. Let's call in the angels, the deities of the light, all that call us to our higher good. And before we start, let's call in. I'm going to just call in my deities real quick. Okay. I did get a vision of a great stag standing at the peak of a mountain. So there's a journey that you've been on and something about wisdom and conquering new heights. I feel as if you're going to be returning to a previous failure. It's been on your mind of how you would approach something that may have bested you, how you would approach it now. It could have been an argument. It could have been some achievement, something you have tried to do and it was just like, why did it fall apart? A failed business. For some of you, it could have been like your first draft of a book or something like that. But it's like returning with all this wisdom you've attained and standing and conquering the mountain. You're going to be shocked and surprised at the ease in which you're able to conquer. The word conquer is coming through really strongly. And natural ability. Like, what I'm really feeling is the stag that I saw, it does not struggle. And not only that, it doesn't fear any predator. It had huge antlers. Like, an adult like bull moose, nobody messes with it. Those things are scary and they'll mess you up. Predators, no, do not. Do not. And I know hunters, they really will not mess with like a bull moose. The Knight of Wands and the Ten of Swords. What I'm really feeling is returning with new knowledge and passion to something in the past that has caused you a lot of pain, struggle, turmoil. It could have been a failure, but it may not have been your fault. It's just like, I'm just feeling a lot of like, I'm feeling broken glass. This could be a wound in your heart, like, and you're in the healing process or you've healed from, but like when it first happened, the way that I see emotional trauma is it's like a wound deep inside you, but there's like shards of glass. It's like broken glass in your heart. And when you first experience, just acknowledging it is painful. And it's like exposure therapy, right? When you're going through it first, you like graze it and it hurts. All the emotion comes back again. But slowly you keep like coming back and touching the pain and then acknowledging it, and slowly you can put your hand on that wound and remember the turmoil you went through without completely falling apart. And then slowly you can start to dissect and start taking the glass out slowly, carefully. That's why they say time heals all, but it is hard self-work. And you're not afraid of hard work. You've never been afraid of hard work. And by going through this process of re-examination, of like therapy, I'm hearing, but it could be like on your own. There's a self-healing journey. There's healing occurring here. You're able to remove the burden from you. And like these scars may never heal, but scars like fade, right? But there's an energy here of returning, but you're so much more grounded, healed, mature. You're able to see it through a more mature version of yourself, through mature eyes. Okay. There's big emotions coming in, and it's really interesting for this Knave of Wands. New, but also it's almost like burning away that which didn't serve you. Whenever I see this version of the I think this is like the Page of Wands, I feel like he burned down the city, right? Like the way he's so proud of himself. Like, but it's like, I really get the energy of, if anybody's watched Avatar: The Last Airbender, it gives me the energy of Uncle Iroh, who like wanted to conquer for the Fire Nation, but then he lost his son, and then he realized like this was the pain he inflicted on everybody, and he started to lead a life of like not wanting to be that person anymore. And it's like that's the energy I'm kind of feeling, where it's like maybe in the past you were so focused, like what your focus was on, and like you are so much of a softer and kinder person now, but it was because of undergoing that pain and going through that trauma. That's what kind of like led you to where you are now. Let me just, there's a lot of cards coming out. Ooh, you got a lot of energy. You know what? I think I do want to read these. Okay. So, with the Three of Wands and Judgment, these two feel connected. Having to take a step back and trying to move away, because I'm not going to show the Judgment card. There's naked people on there, but I can show y'all. I mean, will YouTube know? Let's cover them up like that. Anyways, they're a little naked. Okay, we'll show their like that. Okay, so there's Judgment and the Three of Wands. Moving away, and it's like judgment. It could be self-judgment, the pain of acknowledging everything that happened, acknowledgement of the pain you're encountering and you're feeling. But these feel really tied and kind of, and we're getting here the Magician, the Lovers, and the Nine of Pentacles. You're finding a new way to love yourself and a new form of self-worth. Self-value. But this new way of perceiving yourself, you may have not even realized it, but like you holding yourself to a higher value, a higher regard, I'm getting the energy of self-transformation. You could have a new beauty routine. Maybe you're trying to that lipstick looks good on you, girl. Great. That's a great color. I'm getting this energy of just, are you doing something new with your hair? It's like there's something going on, but it's about self-care more than it is about like trying to be beautiful for anybody else. There's this energy here of when you pour into yourself and your own value, other people pick up on it very, very quickly, especially for those of you who are like looking for love and relationship. But the greatest thing about this is the healing that you have done and understanding and undergoing this process of being in full charge and control of it. And that ends up being the catalyst to change your day to day. It's going to change your routine. It's going to change the way, and I'm hearing very much in regards to like status, wealth, day job. There's an energy of shifting coming in of like, okay, this season of change that's about to happen, it's going to be affecting like the way in which you move in the world. And that could be like new job, new house, something new, and it's could be monetarily tied. Getting a new job, or all of a sudden it's like there's an energy here of you becoming like a power player. There's an energy here of you like really finding where you're meant to be. And like that could be, honestly, that could be so many things, but it's like no matter what you are, you're like this outlier. You're like this like giant is what I want to say. It's like, like the image here, it's like there's all these little people and there's a giant here, but she's doing her work. Like you're like, like Steve Jobs, even though I struggled to find his name like last couple times, but there's an energy here of you really, really standing up and you being really known for what it is you do. For those of you who are writers, this is coming in very strong. For like, nobody can tell this story, whatever. Like, nobody can, like, I'm really hearing a very strong author's voice. Nobody can tell what it is you have to say like you. There's a strong, strong element here of telling this, like, and it could be you sharing your story, or if you're an author and you want to write like fantasy or something, there's something about like the way you tell a story, the way you're able to get into people's hearts and share. And like, there's something here about, it doesn't matter if somebody is your enemy, because if you share your story, they can understand you. And that, it could be for fiction and nonfiction, for both. But there's something about what you're gonna do is going to like hit people in their heart, and they're gonna understand you. They're gonna see there's an energy of like a mirror of they're gonna see themselves in you. And I'm really called to share, like, we all know the story of Narcissus. The Greek legend of like there was once a young man who loved his own reflection so much he sat by the lake. He sat by a shallow lake. I mean, I think it was a puddle in the story, and he stared at his reflection and stared at it for so long he ended up drowning or something. He fell in and drowned. And then the gods felt so bad because he was so handsome that where he drowned, a flower sprung up, and it always, goes down and looks at water. I think it's like a dandelion, but anyways, in The Alchemist, the story doesn't just end there. It continues, and it's like the goddess of the forest comes to the lake, and she says to the lake, like, she comes to the lake and finds that the lake is crying, and she asks, Lake, why are you crying? And she's like, oh, are you crying for, like, because Narcissus died? And the lake is like, yes, such a shame. And she's like, oh, well, yeah, who knew him better than you? Was he as great of a beauty as they all said? Because, the goddess and her nymphs were always chasing him, but they could never catch him. And he was always, elusive. And the lake says to the goddess, like, I didn't know if he was beautiful. And she's like, how do you not know? He spent hours staring at you. And she said, well, when I looked into his eyes, I saw the depth and the beauty of my own soul reflected back. Like, that is what you're going to do for others. That is what you're going to do. The pain that you've experienced, there is a commonality and a common thread that it's going to resonate with those who've been through it. It doesn't need to be explained to everybody, but the people who know will know. And they're going to see and resonate with the work that you do. That's coming through very strongly. Queen of Pentacles. This is going to make you really rich. This is going to make you abundant financially. Queen, baby. You're getting big queen energy. That's like crazy that card came out right after sharing that. It's like this element of like you turning the pain into gold. And like there's an energy here of building your kingdom. So whatever it is you do, whatever it is you're working on, and it's like sharing your story, it could be building a specific type of business, but like the way that you do it, nobody else has done it like you before. That is what's coming through so strongly. All right, bestie. I want to say thank you so much for being here. Let's thank the angels and the deities of the light. And until next time, I love you so much. Until next time, bye.